What's up? In this tutorial, I basically want to show you I want to update you on my progress in learning how to use the Midi on Machine to control videos using jitter and max MSP. Um, so, so let's get right to it. What I've done right here is I've created this max MSP patch, I believe you call it. I have in a file right here, Alex or max underscore Alex. I have the file or the max first underscore video, which you can see right here, and then I have let's see, I have first underscore video and first underscore video right here. So this is the file that I'm working on, and then here is the video, and it titles it when it actually brings it up when your max patch brings up the video, it renames it. So I have U910000153, and that is, if you can see right here, this is the movie that's reading 5.mov. So this took me a long time to figure out, because last time when I tried to do this, so I'm just assuming, I mean, that if the video is in the file in the folder, that the max or the dot max pat, or I don't know what you call that, the file, if the video files are in the same folder as the max file, then it should work. So I'm not sure if you put it in folders is the question I still have. If you put your videos in a folder, if you have to put like a backslash before the 5.move or what. But if anyone knows how to do that, please let me know. More complicated file organizations of your videos that your max patch is controlling, what you would do to name your object in max, how you would name it to access the video. That would be cool to know. So anyway, so that's what I've done, and then I read the tutorial. Oh, so to get this max patch, all I did was I went to, if you go to help, in max MSP, go to jitter tutorials. The first one's called jitter tutorial 1, this one right here, and that will get that. I basically copied the tutorial in there onto my max thing, and that's how I got this. So I don't really know what most of this stuff is doing. My whole project is just to figure out some way to get my machine to play via Midi a movie. So then I went into max MSP and I read the max tutorial titled, there's one on Midi basics right here, getting Midi input and output. And so I used some of the logic on their first patch that they have in there, and I basically just took this object, titled it Midi in, and as long as your patch is locked, you click on it, and then you get your machine controller. And I have machine, by the way, hooked up to my computer. It's turned on, and on your machine, if you press Shift Control, you can turn it into a Midi thing. Okay, so then and then basically I just pressed the button, and it started working. And so here's me touching it on my machine, and it's controlling the video a little bit. So this is the most success I've had so far, and I think it's pretty good. It's like I've been trying to figure this out for a day, and I've got it to work. And it's super slow because I'm using a Mac Airbook. but if I wasn't recording this video, it would real time control the video. So here's the problems that I'm having that for anyone, if they could help me figure it out, would be nice as hell, and I'll be working with these issues on my own. Okay, the basic issue with MIDI is that it's super complicated. We have 3 MIDI hub stations that I'll call it, and in all of our in the Max MSP we have the first MIDI. We have MIDI setup. So here's my MIDI setup in MSP, or in Max MSP. So there's 2 different MIDI preferences in Max MSP. Then you have then we have the OS, the operating system for the Mac computer. So I just type in, to get to it, I just go to type in MIDI, and it pulls up this audio MIDI setup. And let's see. So here it is right here, and I pull up show MIDI window, and now here I have my machine controller. And see, like, we have all these add device, rescan MIDI, and test setup. I don't know why it gives this tone, this monotone. So I'm gonna sneeze. I don't know why it does that. It wasn't doing that earlier today. I clicked something and it started giving this monotone. Okay, so then, and the third one, which is, we have the machine MIDI. And so here's my machine, and we have the audio MIDI settings, and then this sync to external MIDI clock and send MIDI clock. And then we have, in the software, we have, if you go and you're on sound SRC, you have MIDI out right there. And then actually when you press shift control on your machine, then you have all these preferences for MIDI on there. So the challenge of doing MIDI so far is that we basically have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different MIDI settings that you have to configure for everything to talk to each other. And so if Max MSP is going to control this successfully, I kind of feel like I'm going to have to understand how all this works together, which is difficult because so far the information I found is slim. But I'm happy that I just have a little bit of control, and hopefully in the tutorials to come I'll have more control. And so if anyone has any feedback of how to make these, what is the Max MSP, like, could give a broad understanding of Max MSP, or the MIDI and Max MSP, and the machine MIDI, and then the OS X operating system. It's, what do I have, 10 point, I have like 10.6, Max OS 10.6. So you know, if we could, and then the machine MIDI, if someone knew in detail how all these work, that would be awesome, because so far in my searches I have not found anyone who really knows how all these work together, or even individually in depth. So anyways, hope this is helpful for someone.